What would you do if you were the last person on Earth but household utilities, water, electricity, internet, still work properly? Travel around staying in mansions and cool places. Use the internet to learn how to fly a plane so I can travel further. But I'd probably crash on my first try, so that would end things pretty quickly. Flight simulator is a thing. Computer will crash on the first try. Steal a 3090. It's not stealing when nobody owns it. Probably check out places that were previously off limits. Fort Knox, Area 51. See if there's really a hole of records underneath the Sphinx, Seed Bank, etc. Vatican Archives. How good's your Latin? Enough to summon Satan. Then you wouldn't be alone on Earth. Win-win. Very little would actually change, except not having to go to work. A bit more breaking and entering for food and a lot more public nudity. It's not breaking and entering if no one else lives anywhere. It's all yours, baby. Ha ha ha. I'd ration out the buildings and try to profile the people who lived in them as a semi-social activity, like reading a new book every week. I used to clean out foreclosed homes, and this game is sad. You probably end up killing yourself. I've always wanted to live in a big grocery store. Just walk around and eat whatever I want. The dream. Until it all goes out of date, lol. I would definitely pick up some of those vacuum sealer things and start keeping and freezing as much as possible. Since utilities will still be working, you can toss out the junk from the frozen/refrigerated sections and use them to store your vacuum sealed food. Plus you'd have all the time and space needed to grow your own food. Probably sleep and have a WTBH. Wait. That's just everyday life. Not if you do it in public. It's not public if no one is there though. Could be animals around. Browse Reddit until there's no more content to read. Bots would continue to post. Nothing but repost after repost. So basically the same. I fully believe like 20% of Reddit is bots pretending to be humans to generate legitimate looking accounts for corporate or political use. So I'm pretty sure Reddit would look exactly the same. Everyone on Reddit is a bot except you. Comment last in every YouTube video. That would take some time, man. Build a bot that does it for me. The programming tutorial video ends on how to build a YouTube comment bot, episode 120. One more ep to go because the Indian guy making it are gone. This made me shed a tear. Imagine that. Get a boat and a car. I don't trust myself to fly a plane and see the sights of the world in peace. You trust yourself to navigate a boat across the ocean? Got nothing better to do. Wanking? I hear that there is a fair amount of porn on the internet. I would commence to wonder if all those utilities, water, electricity, internet, etc. worked on their own. Why did I pay all those monthly bills? No, they need to be paid. It's just that aliens feel bad for you being the last one alive, so as pity they are paying for it for you. They need to be paid. You have to seal them with tar. I'll steal my neighbor's food and watch YouTube. You can do that now too. This guy doesn't let dreams be dreams. Waste my time to create another human. To be fair, depending on your gender you could create one with preserved material from the opposite sex. Alternatively, there would absolutely be laboratories already set up that you could find to try doing it yourself if you are of the male gender yourself. I think it would be easier to create it for a woman. You unfreeze some sperm and you impregnate yourself. There is the risk of pregnancy and child labor, but it's less challenging to handle this alone naturally than to sustain a baby without a woman to bear it, which is impossible as of now, if I were to guess. Probably search for another living person the rest of my life. Isn't that what we all do with our lives anyway? Try to find someone you can tolerate, who also tolerates you, and also happens to have correctly oriented organs compared to yours? Damn. Deep. Find a sweet house on the coast reasonably close to a grocery store and gardening store. Lowe's/Home Depot as well. Maybe a gun store as well, though that could be a once in a while trip. Love to find a 3080 graphics card, but those would somehow still be scarce. There's a building named Linus Media Group in Canada. I think you can find half the world's stocks there. You just have to find the ones that work among the ones that have been dropped. Head to the Pentagon, NASA, and Area 51 and get a ride that can go find the rest of you for leaving me. Why? They said last person, not last creature. Aliens aren't human. I'd find the Greys in Area 51, raid a dispensary, and have a fucking baller time with the Almayos. Are you saying aliens aren't people? Of course not. They are aliens. Food would be an issue, especially in the long run. Part of me says I'd try to work on a monument or something that proved humans once were here, because most of our structures will be gone in a few centuries. Good point about food. So move to a place where food grows naturally year round and has fresh water. I mean, it says that the electricity is always working. So just set up a rest ton of walk-in freezers and fill them with more food than you can ever eat. Go eat a bunch of fruit around the nearest park and you might even get an orchard. I'd love to go into a store and break everything like that scene in Zombieland. Also move into Buckingham Palace. If the Eurostar is still running, I'd move into Versailles. You mean the palace? Or just the city? The city is lovely. The palace is more of a museum than a place you could actually live. The palace is more of a museum than a place you could actually live. Nothing that can't be easily fixed. Go steal the keys to the best car I could. Drive to Bev Hills/Hollywood Hills and go live in my dream house. Break into houses and find drugs in spare time. Hunt for food. Animals would be in town shortly thereafter. Subsist on found drugs and meat. Live about 5 years like this before dying to something stupid, i.e. drug-induced heart attack, car accident, driving 300 miles per hour, etc., and not be able to do surgery on myself. Be satisfied. Gasoline expires, so probably not a car crash. Fine. Then I will head up to Tesla's HQ and steal the prototype Roadster. I can go 300 miles per hour and have fuel. You can go to any Tesla dealership for that. No need to go to the HQ. It might be pretty fking busy freeing and feeding all the cats, dogs, birds. This made me sad, because there's no way you get to every pet shop and shelter in time. You don't know my magic powers. I'm like Santa Claus. I'll do it. First, I would move more than 100 miles away from nuclear reactors, which means I'm going to a small coastal city in Mexico where the Pacific has no memory, and I would probably fish, maybe garden some fruits or whatever and be able to relax. I would also probably end up putting a face on a group of soccer balls and talking to them all the time. Tandy made some good S back in the day. Even if I was the last person on earth, I'd go get money from the bank, deposit it into my account, and pay my debts. Lol, that's how much my student loans stress me out. Realistic answer here. Go insane. Go mad bruv. Go absolutely bonkers. Go foolish. Impregnate myself with sperm, form a sperm bank. Problem solved. My kids can grow up, and the women at least can do the same. Assuming the electricity really keeps. Genetic variation eventually, and I'll have someone to talk to in about 6 years. Good luck giving birth to many children to have enough diversity, which will also take loads of time, because the gestation period is 9 months. Wouldn't the sperm bank provide enough diversity? And depending on where you live, there might be more than one to find. That is also to say, one would have to give birth to at least one girl. Can you imagine being the last person on Earth, trying to bring back the human race, and only pop out a bunch of boys? Well, you can pop the boys you popped, right? Knowing me, I'd open Reddit, close it and open it again. W on the top of as many historical buildings as possible. I can do whatever I want. Homelander low-key living everyone's dream. At least, the American dream. I'd go to mission control and talk with the astronauts on the ice who are probably freaking out about resupply missions and everyone on Earth being dead. Ah, that's right. Humans die on Earth only. Figure out who's a bot. Still posting equals bot. Plot twist. Everyone does. Make a bunch of babies out of frozen eggs to save Earth. You're the last human left. The Earth is saved. Finally get enough sleep. There's a wrecking ball crane not too far away already in city center. Create a base of operations where I will be protected and can grow my own food. Utilities still working will be great, but you'd still be fucked in other areas. Fresh food in the shops will go bad. Eventually you'll only have canned/frozen goods left, and even those will have a shelf life. Animals will come back into the cities when there are no people or cars. COVID lockdowns have shown this already, so you'd need protection from the carnivores. Transportation will eventually be an issue. Fuel expires. I suppose you could get an all-electric vehicle and recharge that whenever. But you'll also need to know car maintenance, or just get a new car whenever, assuming there is ample supply. And other components like working car batteries will eventually be harder to get. Best place to set up would probably be something like a football stadium. Hello Last of Us 2. Plenty of land for growing food and farming animals. Completely enclosed and with rooms to live in. If I could get all the food sorted out and can get over the fact that everyone I love is gone, I'd probably set up a routine of farming and video games. A long day of grueling farm work is done. Time to play some games. Launch a Stardew Valley.